Food is so powerful. You understand me? It is so powerful. Oh my God, I thought I was going to be good. I was so determined. And then it came under my nose and it was okay? Because a lot of times we don't fight hard enough. A lot of times we didn't protect ourselves. You didn't eat before you went into this war, okay? You didn't eat because you went into this war. And you know what? You know what? We fall victim to something I call the might as wells. I ate one, I might as well eat 6. You know, I ate on Thursday, I might as well eat till after Shabbos, okay? Oh, I can always start tomorrow. Well, I don't know about you, but there are a lot of times I said I was going to start tomorrow, and I had to gain 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds before I actually started, okay? So the food is around, when your resolutions often dissolve when food is around. You got to be so strong before the food comes calling. That food, this is Yetzer Hara right here. Right here, that's the Yetzer Hara. And we have to be so prepared for that Yetzer Hara, because it's going to come. It's going to be on the shoulder. It's going to be in a peanut butter jar. It's going to be in a box of cookies. That Yetzer Hara, he's lurking. He's around. And I told you, I always tell you what he wants. He doesn't only want you to eat the cookie. He wants to make you so vulnerable because you're going to feel so horrible after that you're vulnerable to anything. That's what that Yetzer Hara wants. But it starts with that bite of the cookie. You understand me? You understand me? Okay? Crucial fact number 3. Rigid thinking leads to failure and frustration. Okay? I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to be perfect. I'm not going to eat after 5 o'clock. Rigid thinking leads to failure and frustration. There is no such thing as rigid. Our lives are just not like that. So when somebody says, I'm never eating after 6 o'clock, well, what do you do in the summer when Shabbos starts at 9, 8 o'clock, whatever? Well, then you have to eat after, don't you? Don't you? Well, what is the beauty? The beauty of this program, I find, is that you can adjust it to your life. And I would be really, really in poor shape if I couldn't eat after 6 o'clock. I don't come home until midnight. Do I have to? Is it my preference? No, but do I have to eat? Then yeah, yeah. So you can't be so rigid in your thinking. Out of control eating is a response to negative emotions and very little to do with actual hunger. Okay? Does anybody understand me? Okay? Anybody eat when they're not hungry? Has anybody eat when they're not hungry? Well, why are you eating? So that's why when I think about appetite suppressants, oh honey, okay, I didn't have to have an appetite. You could make an appetite. You could think up an appetite.
I used to take those. What was the point?
The point was, I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
I used to take them, I remember.
I took them. I took them many years.
Suppressed my appetite, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And?
Didn't help.
Eat the same amount or more.
Not only that. Well, those kinds of things, first of all, they're very dangerous. Mm-hmm. And there's a rebounding effect. You know, you lose weight and then you gain back more. Okay? You learn nothing. Okay, you learn nothing, okay? Because when that situation comes and it feels like hunger, you know, anger, boredom, celebration, depression, stress, frustration, fatigue, and overwhelm, feels like hunger, well, appetite suppressing can go out the window, okay? Because I want to eat. Because everything feels like hunger, because that's who I am, okay? That's who I am. Your girlfriend who could, you know, she could eat whatever she wants and not get, she doesn't want the way I want. Okay? She doesn't want the way I want. She doesn't get a phone call that she's upset and she wants to eat. Her throat closes up. She can't eat. And I want to eat the world. Okay? So she doesn't want the way I want. Appetite suppressant? So out of control eating has nothing to do with physical hunger. It has to do with something up here. What are you saying with eating that you should be saying with words? Okay? I'm fearful, I'm tired, I'm disappointed, I'm angry, I'm lonely. The cleaning ladies at home, okay? What are you saying with eating that you should be saying with words that we don't say? I feel inadequate, okay? I'm afraid, I feel rejected. How come my friends didn't invite me? How come blah, 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 blah. But you know what? And see if you understand me. It is easier to eat than to tell you all those things. Do you understand that? Do you understand it? It's easier to eat. Yeah.
Somebody that has an issue with food will always have the reflex to eat for emotional reasons. Does it ever happen that a person phases out of that?
I think it gets less, okay? I think it gets less. I think we learn to handle emotions differently. I think we learn that feeling, whatever that is, oh, yeah, there it is, but it's not hunger, you know, it's not hunger. I feel that we learn to nurture ourselves and nourish ourselves every 3 to 4 hours, so that when I tell myself I'm starving to death, that other part can say, what, are you kidding? You know, what are you kidding? You just ate half an hour ago. What do you mean you're starving to death? What else is going on? I think as we get more sure of ourselves, we can confront our emotions and talk to people in a different way, okay?
I'm here so many years and I don't know.
Sorry?
It's still a struggle.
Don't
I'm
tell
here
me.
so many
Don't
years.
tell me. I heard you.
You heard me.
I heard you. Don't tell me.
Okay. Enough
Don't
of
tell me.
you. Okay.
I think a lot of it, and I can say this, is a function of age as well. We learn to handle things differently.
Yeah.
To look at things
I
differently.
find you
Yes.
do much
Yes. And to understand,
You do.
to handle the
to handle things
Handle
differently.
situations?
To handle situations differently.
So help.
And yet, I think it's very important to accept and know who you are. I will never be a
I still
natural
have to
thing.
come here.
I will never, yeah, I know, me too, I still have to come here. Okay, I still have to come here too. Okay? I will never be a natural thing. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'll eat carrots, right?
Okay. And then, yes, you will eat
Yes.
carrots, and at one point, you will not eat anything. Okay? And then you'll go back to eating carrots, and the next day you won't eat anything. And I think that when we start to make hard and fast rules, okay, there's no such thing. There is no such thing. Your personality characteristics can be used positively or negatively, such as stubbornness. Anybody have action in this room? Anybody? Well, that can be very positive. It can also be very negative. Okay? What we want is to use them to our advantage. Okay? To use those things to our advantage. I think we can all bring to the table something very positive, even when we think it's negative. Even when we think, oh, you know, I can't. I can't. In fact, in this week's parsha, Zelid Pliskin in Toldos says, it's here, he says, the first thing he says here is, let's find the parsha. This is, okay. He says, do not rationalize your faults by blaming other people for them. Okay, so he says, okay, he said, that is the question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, Rivka, talks about Rivka. She was the daughter of an evil person, the sister of an evil person, and lived in a community of evil people, yet she did not learn from their evil behavior. He says, many people try to excuse their faults by blaming others for the cause of the behavior. Not my fault that I'm overweight. It's my mother, my father, my papa. Okay? We're grown up. I don't care how old you are. You're grown up. It's, you know, at a certain point, you're feeding yourself. Nobody feeds you intravenous chalk. It's not their fault. Okay? It's so easy to blame, you know? And that's also in our culture. You know, somebody kills 28 people, he came from a bad house. So, give me a break! He pulled the trigger of the gun! But we would like to give over responsibility. It's not my fault. Well, it's not your fault, but it certainly is your responsibility. Okay? Okay, so he says, everyone does it. Everyone. If you're a mother, who's even